What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I wanted to talk with you about some hangers. I have a Simpson Strong Tie LUS 2.6. The LUS is the hanger type, 2.6 is for the dimensional lumber. This right here is for a 2x6. If it was an LUS 210, it would be for a 2x10. That's not what we're here to talk about. I want to talk about installing these things. I've seen some of them installed perfectly. We've had laborers that absolutely killed it. Quentin was one of them. Kid did great with hardware. But we've had others where one side is plumb and the other side just goes off into space. It's not sure where it wants to be when it's supposed to be 1.5 inches from top to bottom and tight to the 2x6 or whatever it is that it's supporting. Now there's a million different uses for hangers just like these. We install them on nearly every single build. Where you have a girder truss and you have other trusses hanging off of it, you'll have an LUS 2.6 or an LUS 2.8, whatever it calls for, hanger on that. And that's going to carry all the other trusses. We'll lay the girder truss out and have somebody install all these hangers before we drop trusses in. And doing it that way, by laying out the truss, putting on the hangers, and then dropping the trusses in, it makes it easy. If you do it reverse, you're putting in the trusses, you can toenail it. If it drops, you're trying to pick the truss back up to put this on, hold it flush to bottom. Don't do it that way. Lay out, hangers, trusses go in, always. But I cannot stand walking through a home and seeing hangers installed like this. Some people will flush out the bottom of the hanger to whatever it's going onto. But that's not what you want to do. You want to flush out the inside here to the bottom of whatever it is going onto. That way the two materials, once they go together, are nice and flush with one another. Now with everything that we just talked about, the problem is that you're putting a hanger and a nail gun in the hands of somebody that hasn't been in the trades for very long. And while I am completely for it, you have to learn somehow, and trial and error is typically the best way, I am also all for tools that make the job easier. And this right here is one of them. This video is not paid promo. I was not paid to make it. They didn't even ask me to make it. They said, Matt, can we send you out one of our hanger tools and let us know if you like it? I love it. Now, this is a plastic model. I'm not sure if when they start selling these things in production, if they're going to be plastic as well. That's one of my first concerns with it. But this thing right here is going to save you a lot of time if you have laborers or apprentices installing hangers on a job site. And if you look at this Hang 'em Fast tool, love the name, kind of weird. This plate right here goes up under whatever you're putting it on, whether it be a ledger or a girder truss. You can see that the plate goes in, drops down, and goes underneath the hanger, meaning that this right here is actually the base or the seat of the hanger. So your two materials will work out to be perfectly flush. I'm actually really excited to see that. I was hoping that it wouldn't just be straight all the way across, holding the bottom of hanger flush to your material. It holds it perfect for 1.5 inches right here. You don't have to listen to anybody complain about holding hardware and shooting it with a nail gun and it vibrating their hands. I've heard that one a million times. And it's kind of just dummy proof. So what I'd like to do today is I have two layouts, one right here and one right here. I'm not going to do this test with a laborer or an apprentice. I'm going to do it with myself just where I can show you guys. I've installed a lot of hardware by hand with a nail gun, palm nailer, anything and everything. This is going to be a true test. I really do think that this thing's going to smoke just putting it on by hand, and it's going to be a lot more accurate. Anytime you can use a jig and do it over and over and over again, your results are going to be very close. They're just little LUS 2.6s, so there's only 2 nails on each side, but we're going to see which one's quicker. And since I have to load the hanger into the tool, we're going to set it up that way to where everything's fair. If you're going to be shooting on any hardware at all, keep in mind that you are shooting nails into a metal connector. Therefore, if it just hits the metal, it's going to ricochet and come straight back towards you. Always wear eye protection. So let's get to it. We're going to run the timer and see how long it takes to do one versus the other. Flush up our bottom right there. And we're done. I hate to down talk myself, but this one's somewhat crooked on the bottom. This one here though is perfectly flush on the bottom. 1.5 inches, this is going to be the ultimate test. Let's grab a 2x6, drop it in there and see if both of them work. This one I feel like went together a lot easier. This one here was more of a guessing game. I wasn't exactly sure how it was going to turn out. Especially with having to eyeball flush down there at the bottom. They can be kind of a pain. One of them is cleaner than the other, and that's definitely the one that I used a little Hang 'em Fast tool on. But I eyeballed this one. Complete guess. There's another way to do hangers, and that is by taking a little 3-inch chunk of whatever you're putting in there. In this case, a 2x6. You set it in there just like that. You can flush up the bottoms with your finger and nail both sides. Guarantee you that would keep up with the hang 'em fast as well. From there, you really cannot fail because you cannot nail it tighter than the material that's currently sitting in the hanger. That's a great way to teach people, as it gives them an idea of what 1.5 is supposed to look like. It also allows them to flush out on the backside here up against the ledger. I wanted to do this comparison though with a hanger that was put on without any help, and then one that was put on with the hang 'em fast. Pretty handy little tool, and if it doesn't cost an arm and a leg, I really do think it could help quite a few people. But for years now, we've put a 2x6 up into the hanger and nailed off both sides of it, and it works just as well. But this little tool here is going to help a lot of people. It's dummy proof. With how big this base plate is right here, you pretty much cannot put these things on out of plumb. So as soon as you put that plate up to the bottom there, you can't really move it a whole lot. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Curious to know what you think on it. To me, I think it's a pretty cool little tool. It definitely has its place on a job site. The one thing that I would like to see is it made of something a little bit stronger than plastic. Lifespan of it would probably be a little bit longer. If you guys want one, drop a comment down below. I don't have a partnership with these people. I've talked to them once, but I'll pay for 3 of them and send them out your guys' way to where you can get a feel for them. Let me know what you guys think in the long run. If you want more info on the little hang 'em fast tool, hangmantool.com, links in the description down below. Once again, not paid promo, just truly found this little thing pretty rad. I'll see you guys next time. Bang on.